Hi everyone, Armoured Pants here, and I have another video for you in the American line. This is the Tier 7 light tank, the M41 Bulldog. And as always, we will have a look at the tech spec first before we go into gameplay, and to do that we will use blitzhanger.com. Blitzhanger.com, by the way, is a fantastic asset for all blitzers, and I'd recommend that you use it yourselves. Now, this is a light tank in Tier 7, so therefore you're very much a sardine in a shark tank. There are a lot of big guns out there, a lot of apex predators who want to feed on you. You have no armor, you can be one-shotted, so you need to be careful. So you can do that in this tank because it is a good light tank. But I would recommend that you watch the light tank guide again should you feel in need of refreshment. Now, I would run Coca-Cola on this because it gets the view range up to 296.3 meters, which is excellent at Tier 7. And one of the key roles of a light tank is spotting and scouting, and therefore maxing the view range is essential. Now, there are 4 gun options in this tank, all 76mm, so it can be a bit confusing. But just get the top gun as quickly as you can because it's the best DPM available. Top Gun also has better reload. It's only 3.5 seconds with gun rammer, 3.62 if you use calibrated shells, which you may want to do because it has weak pen. 155mm on AP, 200 with heat and 38 on HE, but that goes up to 166, 220 and 42 respectively if you use calibrated shells. 975 meter per second. Muzzle velocity goes up to 1268 meters per second if you use supercharge, which I would do, and I would also run vertical stabilizer because in this tank you will fire a lot when moving, and you should move as much as possible in a tank like this because it's small and it's fast and it makes a very difficult target for those big sharks out there. It has 10 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of elevation, which means it has a fantastic gun alignment. That means that lining up the gun with the enemy is easier in this tank because of those gun parameters. You can see here it has no armor. But we said your armor is your speed. It does 72.4 kilometers per hour. It is fast, lightning fast, and it does 24 in reverse. It has an excellent power to weight ratio, which is not typical of American tanks. It gets out there, it moves, it shifts. Even from a standstill, this tank takes off. It is lightning fast. It has decent concealment numbers too. A tank with a view range of 294 meters is going to have to get in within 225 meters of you to spot you up if you are not firing or moving. And it is great for spotting, therefore. Now, you have no armor, your speed is your armor, you're fast, really fast, and you're a small target. Now, when you consider the big guns that are out there, you're going to come across ISU, SU, Rim Borsig if you're up tiered. They have a very long aiming time, and therefore, if you're moving at full tilt, even if they see you, it is difficult for them to fire and hit you, especially as those big guns tend to have lower muzzle velocity, which means they need to deflection shoot, and deflection shooting on a target moving at over 70 kilometers an hour is extremely difficult. Even the most experienced TD players will tell you that. Now, we're going to have a look at some gameplay. We're going to have a look at a mastery game. It's Supremacy. I'm up tiered. As always, I check the setup and I decide to go to A. I have some help here. I have a Pantera with me, which is a great tank, really good. One of the most powerful Tier 8 medium tanks there is. The gun system on it is amazing. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be joining me, but nonetheless, I decide I need to go and spot up the enemy. But I don't go directly to A. In a tank like this, that can be very dangerous. So I decide to go to the plane. And I get my first customer, LTTB, and I put 2 rounds into him and he misses me. Now, I want to have a look at this again. This is what I mean about moving all the time. I don't stop. Even when I'm firing at him, I keep moving. Fire, roll backwards, fire. And I get 2 shots into him and he misses with his shot. Now I'm getting outgunned. I have a 2v1 situation, so I decide to rabbit. I'm getting the flock out of dodge. And this is something I often do in a light tank, especially a really fast light tank like this. I regroup, I reset the aspect of the attack, and then I make it more difficult for the Reds. I don't present a static target or don't present them with a simple game plan. I move around, go behind cover, reset the aspect of my attack and their attack. Now, I wanted to just slow this down because I want to show you what I do here. I track this comet, and that is extremely beneficial. I get 3 ribbons for that, 3 active actions that give me badges and XP. I track them. I allow my allies to damage him. I allow my allies to kill him, and I get extra XP for assisting for blowing his modules. Now, that was a perfect start to that game for me in my light tank. Capped, clear the flank, really perfect gameplay, and doing exactly what I should be doing as a light tank. Help myself, help my team. Now, we come up on this IS. Now, the IS is a tough competitor, tough armour, big gun. He can roll me for 400 to 500 HP. But when he's stuck in the open like this, he has no chance against this tank. He just got pummeled. Now let's have a look at the COD replay. Again, many of you often ask me if I can give tips on COD, and as I always say, COD is very simple, or you can make it very difficult. If you want to make it very simple, all you need to do is make sure that the enemy, the red gun, is facing away from you, and then it doesn't matter what kind of gun it has. It doesn't matter what kind of player is in the tank. It can be the most super unicorn player in the world. If his gun is not facing you, he can't hit you. If you're in a tank like this, speed, agility, mobility, honestly speaking, once this IS gets caught out there, he's dead. He is a dead man walking. And it doesn't matter what he tries to do. He could back up against a building maybe. That's possibly the only thing he could have done, but even then I'm just going to go around the building because this tank is so fast. Also, with that rate of fire, it's just awesome. You just see that poor guy just got pummeled. Again, speed of the tank, getting around. I'm going to come and help this Tiger P. He's front on against this Tiger 2. It's going to be difficult for him to pen him. I come up around behind. I only have a little gun. As you can see there, I fluff one shot. But the rate of fire means that you can afford to fluff a few shots in this thing. Because, you know, honestly, you've just almost instantly reloaded, and you can just put in another round. Now, you're going to see this is really fun. I have to say, I really enjoyed this game, and I really enjoyed this little transaction with this Rim Borsig. Just watch what happens now. I want you to keep in mind an image. Have you ever been to the circus and seen a seal with a ball, balancing a ball on his nose? Have a look at this. This poor Rim Borsig, he hasn't a hope. He just got smashed. He is doing his best to get out of this, but I am like a seal with that ball on my nose. I am not letting go. I thought I was going to get the kill, but actually my allies come in and take him out. Look at this. I am just pummeling this poor guy, and here I am. Ow, 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 ow. Seal with the ball in the nose. There we go. He is just getting smashed, and this poor guy hasn't a hope. There's nothing he can do. He can't get out of it. He's rolling his tracks, moving. I push forward to keep him there. Hit points just disappearing, and he is gone. 1100 damage points gone from him in a matter of seconds, and the little bulldog performs so well. Mastery badge delivered, even though I was up tiered, 3 kills, and you can see a very good example of how to play this tank, playing to its strengths, doing what it should do, going out, spotting, scouting, helping my allies, relay positions, and then clearing off the enemy. Circle of death against a heavy light tank. Finding a heavy isolated like that, it is perfect situation to utilize the strengths of this tank, which are basically its maneuverability and its fast rate of fire. Took out the IS, went to help my ally the Tiger P against the Tiger 2 because he was having some difficulties trying to pen him front on. Took him out, and then of course our little seal with the ball trick taking out the rim. You don't have much armour, but you have more armour than a Rim Borsig, so if you find one of those guys out there, feel free to smash them as I did there. High caliber medal and mastery badge delivered, and over 3k of damage. So let's have a little recap on our Bulldog. So this is a super light tank. It's perfect practice for higher tiers as well. The skills you've acquired here in Tier 6 and Tier 7 really will help later on. It is a big jump up to Tier 7 and Tier 8 if you're in a light tank. So watch the light tank guide again should you need a refresher, of course, because there are big guns out there, those sharks, those apex predators who can one-shot you. Now I would use the top gun in this tank, load up heat for when you're up tiered, and also please consider using calibrated shells. 3.5 second reload or 3.6 if you use calibrated shells. DP is only 135 per round, but your rate of fire more than makes up for that. Excellent power to weight ratio. This tank can move as you saw in this game. Traverse is excellent too, which makes it an awesome brawler, awesome COD tank as you saw in that game with that poor IS. Good alignment is fantastic, so utilize that too. Lining up targets is easy peasy lemon squeezy in this tank. And your assets are the speed, the view range, and concealment, which is a winning combo, and the tools you need to play a light tank well. But remember, as we said, you are the sardine in the shark tank, so always keep this in mind. And help yourself by using the speed of the tank, its view range, etc., to spot and relay those positions. This helps you and helps your team, because once you know where those big guns are, the map is yours and you can play to the strengths of this tank. So cheers Mush, thanks for watching. I hope you found this guide useful. I hope you found it enjoyable, and I guess all that remains for me to say is pants off.